In the year of our Lord 1991, Golden Axe took its first step outside the realm of side-scrolling beat-em-ups with the top-down adventure game, Golden Axe Warrior. The Sega Master System exclusive. Just looking at it, gameplay-wise at least, it's essentially a clone of Legend of Zelda. Story-wise, Warrior is yet another separate timeline in the canon of the Golden Axe multiverse. This, to my count so far in this retrospective at least, makes 3. Story! Generations ago, a great war raged between a race of evil giants and their minions led by Death Adder, going up against humanity. The war raged fiercely until the Golden Axe, a gift from the Norse god Thor, was given to the elders of humanity, who used the weapon to put the giants down and bring peace to the land. After this great victory, the royal family of Firewood was entrusted with the Golden Axe should Death Adder ever make a return. Good forethought, since he's done it so many times already. To protect the axe, the royal family of Firewood created 9 magical crystals, which protected the kingdom of Firewood from evil. The axe is in good hands. Later on, Death Adder makes his triumphant return, conquering the neighboring kingdoms of Nindoria and Altarulia, but knows he can't conquer Firewood until those crystals are gotten rid of. Fortunately for Death Adder, and unfortunately for Firewood, a greedy minister steals the crystals and sells them to Adder for a fine price. Adder and his army of monsters rampage through Firewood, killing the king of the country and its princess, Tyrus. Death Adder now rules the land with impunity, and that's where Golden Axe Warrior begins. You play as a warrior that you get the privilege to name yourself. Your parents were killed by Death Adder's invasion, and now you want revenge, of course. So you grab your knife, some chainmail, and set out from your humble village home on a great quest to kill Death Adder and restore peace to the lands once more. Your objective for the game is simple. Retrieve the crystals, which have now been hidden in 9 labyrinths by Death Adder, get the Golden Axe, and bury it into Death Adder, just like Golden Axe 1. These labyrinths are scattered all about this mess of a map, so you begin your exploration in earnest. Along the way, you'll be accosted by a variety of vile monsters under Death Adder's command, though almost none of them have anything to do with the previous minions you've done battle with in Golden Axe, which, honestly, that's kind of disappointing to me. They do at least have skeleton warriors to do battle with, and I'm almost sure these are chicken legs? Maybe. Oh, also, at the least, General Heartland is the boss of the first dungeon, and is a boss later on in the game too, so that's something. But otherwise, you just kind of fight some stock fantasy enemies, you know? Slimes, pigmen, but since this game came from Japan, they're probably orcs, sentient fire, ogres, Nessie, clams, and of course, who could forget such other classic villains as Silverfish, sentient balls, bee, gross eyeball that shoots laser beams, angry molesting tree, and a minotaur. These various enemies will also come in a variety of colors, which represent varying strengths of these creatures, green and blue being the weakest, and red being the strongest, I believe. As you slay these foes, they will on occasion drop items you can pick up. Sometimes small food.
Damien hungry. Wants sweet roll.
Sometimes big food. Sometimes they drop horns, which are the game's currency, and on rare occasions they drop an hourglass, which freezes the entire screen, giving you free enemies to kill and free loot if they drop it. Why such a strong item is dropped by normal enemies, I'm not totally sure. They try to make the bosses a bit more unique, though. Like, there's a couple dragons you fight with, there's some big evil wizards, and
I am Sinister.
on your journeys throughout the Shattered Lands of Firewood, you can find, as well as purchase with horns, a new weapon, armor, shields, and just normal items like keys and oil. Horns are also what you pay the Reaper when you die, so you can be dropped either at the last inn you rested at, or at the beginning of a labyrinth, so death is pretty cheap. Which reminds me, inns are basically your save point on the map if you die. Some of them are free, but some of them will cost you horns, so just try to remember that so you don't get caught balls deep in the map with no money and no health like I did. New equipment is something you'll obviously want, since with better weapons comes better damage and different swing arcs, and better armor means you're more resilient to enemy attacks. You'll also come across various useful items like climbing rope and a raft, which will allow you to access new areas of the game and find those additional labyrinths you need to get through. You can also meet other NPCs who are either very helpful and nice. You have life? Yeah, not really, I make YouTube videos. Or just extort you for money. You better pay up before you leave? Or what, old man? What are you gonna do? You'll also be able to learn magic from some of the game's NPCs. At the least, you do meet some familiar faces here. You can meet both Gilius Thunderhead and Axe Battler, both of whom will teach you magic.
Well, Axe will teach you Earth magic only after you pay him 40 horns. Hey Axe, we're all trying to kill Death Adder here, not try to pay for your crippling speedo addictions. How about you just teach me Earth magic for free, huh?
Gilius teaches you lightning magic, which is just a simple projectile, and Axe teaches you earth magic, which freezes enemies for some reason. Far cry from the nuclear explosions of Golden Axe 1. You also use it to clear certain blocks in the labyrinths. I guess that makes more sense at least. Which, bringing that up can let me bring up the puzzle-solving aspect that's required in this game. Since this is an adventure game, you'll have to engage in some light puzzle-solving in various mazes you have to conquer. Sometimes it's something simple, like mashing your attack on a candelabra, which opens a room. You wouldn't really know to do that, though, since it's just a candelabra. There's nothing really that sticks out about it, and a lot of them are just there for room dressing. This game seems to require a lot of trial and error, to be honest. You also have stuff like chop down this tree, and it opens this area. Why? Where's the logic exactly? Going back to Earth magic, there also isn't really any indication as to what blocks on the map are destructible. You just kinda have to guess and hope you don't run out of mana pots in your current run, or hope you can find an enemy that'll drop a pot for you if you do run out. A similar issue arises with the climbing rope. There are certain mountainous regions you can climb up, but once again, there's literally no way to know which walls you can climb. You just kinda have to smash your face up against walls till you climb up them. Am I missing something here? Shouldn't there be like some sort of different look to these rocks? I know Legend of Zelda had similar puzzles, but that game was released 5 years before this one. Couldn't some improvements have been made in any way whatsoever? Can't lie to you guys, I didn't finish this game. I got about 5 labyrinths done before I was just getting too bored and way too frustrated, which completely killed my motivation to continue playing this game. There's also the frustrating fact that saving didn't work for me. Now, maybe I just misunderstood, or maybe I was giving way too much credit to old game consoles, but I'd save my game, turn it off to go take a break for a while, only to come back in to see my save file completely gone. Hooray! I have to be honest when I say this. I genuinely do not enjoy games like this, and yes, that includes the original Legend of Zelda. But I want to finish this video in at least some detail, so any footage you see from now on was graciously provided by the World of Longplays on YouTube. Thanks guys, really.
Also, anytime I've used World of Longplay's footage before, I've marked it with their logo in the corner. Once again, thank you very much, guys.
After smacking yourself up considerably and collecting all 9 crystals, you'll eventually learn that Princess Tyrus is still alive, and after that you head to the final labyrinth under the sea. You also learn that you are the son of the now-dead King of Altarulia from a surviving maiden from the King's court. Collect the Golden Axe from a random chest deep within, and face down Death Adder with it, who apparently is exploitable since you can just sit in this doorway and hack him to death with the axe while he just stands there. Death Adder dies, the lands are united, everybody celebrates your victory, and the Golden Axe disappears, only to return when evil does. Ah, another adventure done. Okay, so straight up, I do not like this game. Like, in the slightest. Golden Axe Warrior is a clone of Legend of Zelda. If you enjoy games similar to Legend of Zelda, you will probably like Golden Axe Warrior. But I don't. I don't think this is a bad game, for reference, just one I genuinely do not like, and I'm very happy to finally have out of the way after dragging my feet on this topic for so long. So let's move on to the next game. God damn it, another adventure game? Great. Anyway, I'm Hades Manticore. This was another game in the Golden Axe Retrospective. Thanks once again to World of Longplays for letting me use their footage, and to longplayer TO815 for somehow playing this game in one sitting without being bored to tears. Leave a like and comment if you want, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.